Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I want to talk about why it's so hard to be successful in this society. And if you are successful, you must have great mental fortitude, right? And it's almost similar to eating healthy. You ever notice that most people, like, they just simply don't care what they put in their body and they eat, fried food, sugar, sodas, fast food, and if you live in a society that where that's the norm, and you try to eat healthy, people will look at you weird because it's like out of their norm. Even though like what they're doing right now currently doesn't serve most people don't care, right? And that's the same thing. It's true when it comes to financial success as well. So if you have like the same mindset as me, you'll notice that there are a lot of people struggling out there. And my hope is that once I reach that level of success, or as I'm reaching success, you hope that you'll inspire other people and they'll step it up, and then they'll level you up with their success as well, so we all inspire one another. But let me tell you something. For the most part, the reason why you have to have mental toughness is that in order to be, you're going to try to essentially eat healthy where everyone else eats fast food. And because we are social creatures, we are affected by what other people are doing. So if you're pro success and you're the only one who cares about, let's say, financial, success, making money, being the master of your own life, and most people are just kind of giving up, you're almost a unique breed. And I'll tell you why. And I'm just going to read this George Carlin quote. This is like one of his last specials before he died. And he talks about, education. Is like, well, there's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks. And it's the same reason that it'll never going to be fixed. It's never going to get any better, right? Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. And this is kind of like the sad truth, right? You just got to be happy with what you got. So even if you're financially successful, made millions of dollars, you're never going to inspire anybody because the real owners of this country don't want that. Like I'm talking about the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. They don't want that, and it's kind of I'm just paraphrasing, but it's kind of sad that, and I would blame the school systems, right? I don't necessarily blame the teachers, but I blame the system of essentially creating a bunch of duds. So you might want to be successful, but all the other people around you, because essentially they've been have their minds ruined by the school system. They don't care and they're anti-success, right? It's kind of like dieting or not, or eating healthy. You try to eat healthy around a bunch of people who all they do is eat fast food. Almost 10 times out of 10, you're not going to inspire them, right? And we have to be aware of that, and we have to focus doing what's right, despite that 99.99999% of people do what's wrong, right? And so let me just kind of go here. The reason why success is hard is that this is what you're going to face. You're going to hear a lot of naysayers, like you're going to hear, like, oh my goodness, this can't be done. And many times in my life, I've shown people like, hey, this is so easy. This is how you do it, or this is how you do the thing that you want to do, but in the most easiest fashion. And all you hear is just people whining and complaining. Like it's the weirdest thing. Like you show them how it's done, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, it can't be done." And I've never, or actually, how should I say this? I've always been fascinated because every time I said, "Oh my goodness, I don't think this can be done," and somebody shows me like, "No, here's the proof. I can do this." I get inspired, right? And it's like the Roger Bannister 4 minute mile. I don't know if you ever heard that story, but I love that story because, nobody thought a 4 minute mile was possible. And then some guy named Roger Bannister does it. And all the other people see that it's possible and they just do it too, right? And I really wish I had that Roger Bannister moment where it's like, I did something, therefore you can do it too. Inspire me. You do your best, right? But I'm going to tell you my own experience in life is that when you show people that the impossible that they're complaining about can be done, instead of being inspired, they just find the next thing to complain about. And so I'm always at like a somewhat of a crossroads in life. And here's the funny thing about me. I'm the type of person who actually delay success because I want to inspire people to say, hey, we can do this and grow together, right? So when I did YouTube, right, I remember the time that I was most excited about YouTube is when I had like, I don't know, 5 subs or something like that. Like right now we're at 2033, but I remember having 5 subs and I was like showing other people, oh my goodness, I can't believe people want to actually subscribe to this channel. And you know how many other people wanted to actually do YouTube with me? Zero. And now, as I'm gaining more success, I'm actually becoming a little bit more, I don't want to say depressed is the right word, but a little bit sad because I had, I showed all these people, hey, we can learn to grow and do this together, and they don't care, right? They don't care. I mean, you take a look at this. October, that's when I got monetized, started making $150 a month. Who wouldn't want $150 a month? Remember when Dave Ramsey was like, "Man, if an extra $400 or $600 is going to change your life, you were screwed anyway," or something like that. And so, people are like whining for stimulus checks, but I'm saying, hey, instead of doing that, let's go ahead and create something that the marketplace will find valuable, and let's inspire each other. And so, you know, as you make more money and as you gain more success, if you're the only person who's successful within your, let's say, social circle, it's actually going to depress you. And I don't know if you ever read the book The True Believer by Eric Hoffer. He goes into that in detail, that the most craziest people who fund social revolutions are the most successful in society, because I don't know, and I'm not going to go too much into detail into this, but human beings were actually not meant to we're not meant for individual success. We're actually group oriented and tribal oriented creatures. So by default, we would actually prefer we be on the same level rather than being super duper successful and then everyone else being like left behind. Our brains aren't meant for that, but that's like the type of society we live in, and a lot of people actually like embrace that until they realizes it doesn't work, and by that time it's too late. So again, success is hard in this society because most people are just socially conditioned out of it, right? I would blame the school system, and I totally agree with George Carlin. If you've never seen that, it's kind of I don't want to say black pill, but it is kind of sad because I remember first hearing it when I was like younger, and then realized as I got older, man, this guy was right. And then you ever watch movies like Idiocracy, where people just made like totally like dumb decisions, like Gatorade, giving Gatorade to everybody instead of like water because it has electrolytes. I don't know why I'm laughing. Maybe it's just a coping mechanism. But yeah, so unfortunately, you're not gonna inspire anyone. And in fact, I have another story about sometimes I even though I know this, I still forget from time to time. I remember the first time I got like a rental house and I wanted to show like actually mentor someone to do like the rental property business with me. I even paid somebody like a couple thousand just to write letters just because I hoped to inspire them. I was like, look, I got 100,000, we got $100,000 house on a discount. And then that person just wanted more money, so in order to buy antidepressants, and just didn't care about what was possible, right? So again, we live in a society where it's really hard to actually be successful just because people are socially conditioned out of it, right? You show them like, oh man, this can be done. They just don't care. It's kind of like eating healthy in a fast food nation or fast food society. Like you show them, hey, look at all this healthy food that's keeping me looking younger than other people my age. They're just like, they're it's funny because I've had a lot of young people think I'm much younger than I am, and then once they find out my quote secret, which because it's just me eating healthy and juicing and a lot, they just kind of ignore it, and that's what makes me like a little bit bummed out. But you know what? Hey, if no one else is going to step it up, reality, you don't really have to work that hard in this society because most people are just simply duds. And I know that may sound a little bit harsh, right? But that simply is true. I mean, how is it that I can be successful with the YouTube channel, making this good money when all I do is just talk in a microphone? That's because most other people, they just make videos that are just noise without any real substantive information. And I think a lot of people, even though I don't put any effort into making the videos, they really like hearing what I have to talk about because I like to talk about real issues, things that have affected me, and things that have disappointed me over the years. Right, very disappointed with many things that have gone in my life over the years. Even though, like, I always thought, man, I wish I could inspire you with what it is I'm doing, so you can inspire me. And most people, they just make excuses and do nothing. Right, kind of sad. All right, well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So hopefully you might want to see that George Carlin special. It's been, I think, more than 10 years since I've seen it because it's been a while since he passed away. But man, this guy, he knew what was going on, you know? And I think he'd be really depressed if he saw what 2024 was like in this country. All right, well, have a great day, everybody, and we'll speak next time.